Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Love and Life, the channel that shares knowledge for holistic personal development through great books. Today, I'd like to share with you a psychological masterpiece titled The Road Less Traveled. This is an extraordinary book because, when it was first published, it received no promotion or marketing at all. Like a small stone thrown into the sea without creating a ripple, it remained unnoticed. Only 5 years later did it suddenly gain wide recognition, dominating bestseller lists for more than 25 years and being translated into 23 languages. The reason for its success is simple. It spread purely through readers' word of mouth, thanks to the profound value of its content. The author, M. Scott Peck, is regarded as one of the greatest psychotherapists of his time. He graduated from Harvard University and later earned his doctorate at Case Western Reserve University, another prestigious American school. He served as a psychiatrist in the U.S. Army for 9 years, and throughout his 25-year career, he helped thousands of patients overcome psychological issues. Some people say that only the wise can truly understand this book, while others believe that enlightenment is not difficult, yet among thousands of people, only one can truly live it. That's why it's said there exists a road less traveled. So, what is this road? The author devoted the entire book to show that it is the path toward true maturity. However, as he candidly admits, there is one truth few dare to say. Most people have psychological problems, only at different levels. Every one of us, more or less, shows symptoms of mental imbalance, but we either ignore or pretend not to notice them. As a result, we cannot truly grow. All our lives, we long for happiness, yet we keep running from maturity. The truth is that happiness never belongs to those who refuse to grow up. This book points out the psychological issues hidden within us and guides us onto the road less traveled, a journey toward genuine happiness and spiritual evolution. The destination may be far, but the path is truly worth walking. Now, let's begin with today's topic. Why don't you grow up? In life, when we meet others, we often judge whether someone is still immature or truly mature, and most people tend to trust those who appear more grounded. The book explains that to determine whether a person has matured, we must look at two things: whether they possess self-discipline and whether they understand what true love is. Once you clarify these two, you move closer to real maturity. However, many people prefer to remain in their immaturity, suffering, rather than stepping onto that narrow path forged by discipline and love, a road that leads to mental and spiritual growth. The author says maturity is not achieved overnight. It is a difficult and painful journey because its first requirement is discipline. Discipline, as he defines it, is the willingness to endure pain, to regulate the mind, and to face problems positively. Yet, most people choose to avoid pain and problems altogether. There are clear signs of this avoidance. The first is procrastination, delaying action out of fear of failure or uncertainty about where to start. The second is constant complaining, blaming others and oneself. As the author writes, life is full of suffering: birth, aging, sickness, death, change, and countless unmet expectations. Yet many people believe they shouldn't have to suffer. So, when hardship comes, they think they're unlucky, that life is unfair, and that others are to blame. This attitude of constant complaint and avoidance is a mark of immaturity, because such people are unwilling to face discomfort. Another sign is inconsistency, vague beliefs, unstable opinions, and the inability to stand firm. They fear conflict, avoid upsetting others, and refuse to express their true thoughts. This, too, is a form of escape from pain. Furthermore, countless people today escape reality by numbing themselves. Addicted to entertainment, social media, gaming, shopping, food, alcohol, or drugs, they borrow momentary pleasure to ease inner emptiness. But life does not change because we retreat. It simply watches us with pity. The more we fear moving forward, the more difficult progress becomes. Many refuse to accept the simple truth that they are still immature and mentally unsettled. Thus, the first step is to observe and acknowledge this immaturity within yourself. Give yourself a chance to step onto the path of growth. The author introduces 4 principles of self-discipline. The first is delaying gratification. He once treated a successful businesswoman who always felt uneasy and dissatisfied. After a long time, he discovered her habit of eating the cream on her cake first and the cake later. From this, he realized she couldn't delay gratification. Such people always choose the easiest things first and push the hard ones aside. Human nature wants immediate satisfaction. What we desire, we want now. If a child rushes through homework to play, or a parent gives in to tantrums for instant peace, both lack the ability to delay gratification. Parents who scold or punish children harshly are also seeking immediate relief for their own frustration. Each shout widens the emotional gap between parent and child. Over time, this inability to delay gratification passes from one generation to another. Our society today is full of people lacking self-discipline. Those who constantly seek comfort lose self-respect quickly. We scroll endlessly, watch meaningless videos, and afterward feel empty. Why? Because human nature seeks growth and purpose. We know we're wasting time, yet we pretend not to, just to feel at ease for a moment. As the author says, those who can't delay gratification pretend their problems don't exist, believing ignorance will make them vanish. But real peace comes only from solving problems, not avoiding them. The second principle is taking responsibility. People often say, "This isn't my problem," or "It's all my fault." One avoids responsibility, the other assumes it entirely. Both are signs of imbalance. The author describes 2 patients, a woman who tried to end her life to escape loneliness instead of facing it, and another who blamed herself excessively. One suffered from a character disorder, always blaming others. The other from neurosis, always blaming herself. Both suffered because they couldn't take responsibility properly. True responsibility means neither escaping nor overburdening yourself. It means responding appropriately. The third principle is dedication to truth. Many people live not in reality, but in the mental maps they have drawn, personal illusions they refuse to update. The author shares a story of a man cruel to his family who sought therapy after his wife left him. He insisted he had treated them well, but his life showed deep distrust toward others due to childhood betrayals. He clashed with everyone, and when Peck couldn't meet him on his chosen day, he became angry, declaring the doctor untrustworthy. He simply couldn't face reality. Such people reject anything that challenges their worldview. They lash out instead of reflecting. Parents who say, "Don't argue with me, I'm your father," or workers who dismiss younger colleagues' feedback, or spouses who reply, "If you can't stand me, leave," are all examples of this refusal to live in truth. Finally, the fourth principle is balance. Barry Reynolds once told a story about a man who bought a basket of apples. Because of the heat, they began to spoil. The man decided to eat the bad ones first to save the good ones, but in the end, he had eaten only rotten apples. That's imbalance. Excessive discipline without joy makes life miserable. We must learn to delay comfort, yet still enjoy the present. Take responsibility, yet not carry the world. Control emotions, yet express anger healthily. Peck compares this to riding a bicycle downhill. You must enjoy the thrill, but also know when to brake to stay safe. Life works the same way. Discipline without balance leads to pain. So don't be too harsh on yourself when you fail to stay disciplined, and don't isolate yourself from all pleasure. If you're scrolling your phone, allow yourself 50 minutes, but remind yourself you can stop anytime. If not, the one who crashes painfully will be you. These are the 4 principles of self-discipline. The greatness of a person lies not in leading others, but in mastering oneself. We are often strict with others, yet lenient with ourselves. But discipline is the best cure for anxiety and pain. It's the foundation that allows us to face life's problems. However, discipline alone is not enough. To truly mature, you must also know how to love. Many books talk about love, but this one stands apart. From a psychotherapist's perspective, it helps you see whether your way of loving hides psychological wounds and what true, mature love really is. To explore that, join us in part 2. Is your love healthy? Thank you for listening. If you found this video helpful, please share it with those who may need it, and take a moment to reflect. Do you see signs of immaturity within yourself? Among the 4 principles of discipline, which have you practiced, and which do you still need to strengthen? Don't forget to support Better Vision by liking, subscribing, and turning on the notification bell. Share your thoughts in the comments below so we can grow together as a community. Once again, thank you sincerely, and see you in the next video.